of a samosa and was talking all this stuff and realized that my mic wasn't even on the whole time. So we're gonna redo this. I'm gonna re-answer some questions. So sorry, but this is just gonna basically be a little get to know me mukbang, and just gonna eat and answer some questions. We've got samosas, sushi, a breakfast wrap. There was a burger, but I already ate it, and there's a hot apple turnover. Basically like a little pie. So, first question is if you could live anywhere, where would it be? I basically said I would say living in Canada my whole life, but I'm not quite sure where, unless I find some place outside of Canada that really, really makes me happy. What's my biggest fear? Being alone / losing the people I love. What would you change about yourself if you could? I would change the fact that my hair doesn't grow basically, and so I'd make it grow faster so I can have long luscious hair. What really makes me angry? Hypocrites. What is your biggest complaint about your job? Just the fact that customer service is really hard because you get all sorts of different people, from crazy to creepy to straight up lying to people who are a-holes to you for no reason and you don't quite know why or what happened. And also sometimes really crappy coworkers, but again, that's a whole other story. Then what was my favorite book to read? I have a series or a trilogy from an author that I've reread a billion times because I love it so much. It's the Blood of Eden series. The first book is called The Immortal Rules. The second book is called The Eternity Cure. The third book is called The Forever Song, and it's by Julie Kagawa. I will put her name up here just in case you want to go check that out. If you're really into vampires and stuff, you will like it a lot. What was the last movie you went to, and what did you think? I went to the film Rocket Man with my boyfriend. You know, the movie about Elton John's life starring Taron Egerton. Egerton? Oh god, I hope I'm saying that right. As Elton John. It was amazing. I really, really liked it. It was really heartfelt, and there's a lot of things about Elton that I guess I really didn't know. And if I could see him, I would give him a huge hug. I 1000% recommend seeing it. Also, all the songs are Elton songs, but most of it and most of the soundtrack is mostly just sung by Taron, who's playing Elton John, as well as a couple other people, like Richard Madden and Jamie Bell sing a little bit in it too, but Taron's vocals are amazing in this, and it's just a lot. And now I've got Elton John's songs on repeat, dude. Oh my god. What did you want to be when you were small? I can tell you right now, like, since I was small, I've always wanted to be famous. Now that I'm older, I want to be less famous than I did when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I wanted to be famous to the extent of, like, everyone, like, following me around and loving me. But I think that scares me a little bit more now, but I do want to be well known for my work. But now I want to be a director, and I started that at the beginning of high school. I knew that's what I wanted to do. As a kid, though, I desperately wanted to be a singer. Specifically, I wanted to be a singer like Hannah Montana, who is a fictional character. I wanted to be that so bad. But then I discovered that I can't sing, even if my life depended on it. And then figuring out more stuff about the music industry and things like that, I kind of stopped wanting to be that, but I commend anyone that can. If you could choose anything to do for a day, what would it be? Well, recently, like, I really wanted to go to a drive-in movie theater near where I am and play some like mini golf and watch some people go-kart and watch a really good movie. And I've also been really interested in wanting to go to like an escape room. I really want to try an escape room with some people. But I think my dream thing would to film, like actually like properly film a video or movie. I think also if I could do anything for a day, be able to like hang out anything that I want, you know, even just if it's like go-karting with some of like my favorite actresses or director inspirations or anything like that, that would be really fun. Would you rather ride a bike, ride a horse, or drive a car? Well, legally, I can't drive a car. And I barely know how to ride a bike. I mean, I barely know how to ride a horse, but I think I'd rather ride a horse. Oh my god, you scared the shit out of me. Homeworthy. I wanted to film it was quietly. How quiet now. I'll do that so you can come in. Hi guys, so it's a different day. I started recording this on Saturday and it's now Monday. I had to stop recording because my boyfriend had come home early and had a pretty bad headache and stuff, so out of like respect for him and not wanting to be too loud or anything, I had stopped recording, but I kind of want to continue this. So even though this is not a very big mukbang on this end, I'm now at my parents' and I've got some salad with some chicken and peppers and cheese, cucumbers, and then for dessert I've got homemade cherry pie. So I'm going to continue with the questions while I eat. So, what would you sing at karaoke night? Okay, for the record, I'm not a very good singer. Not even the slightest. And I kind of bet that if if you ever thought I was one of those girls that was like, oh, she thinks she's not a very good singer, but like she's actually pretty great. I'm not one of those girls. I bet you'd hear me and be like, never mind, I regret everything. But, no, I'm not good. If I was going to do a karaoke night with friends, I just didn't think would care. I think right now, my go-to would be songs by Elton John. Specifically, Yellow Brick Road, Tiny Dancer, I'm Still Standing, or I guess that's why they call it the blues. Would probably be my go-to karaoke songs right now. Which would you rather do? Wash dishes, mow the lawn, clean the bathroom, or vacuum the house? If it's only like one thing I would do, I would say vacuum the house. If I had to like rate them, I'd probably do vacuum the house, clean the bathroom, wash the dishes, and then mow the lawn. Because even though I know washing the dishes isn't that bad, for some reason that's my kryptonite. Like for my boyfriend, is ask me to do pretty much anything and he'll do it. Ask him to do the laundry and he's like, nope. Like, he doesn't like laundry, that's his kryptonite. My kryptonite is dishes. Like, when I have to clean my house, or I have to help around with my parents' house, I will literally do everything to avoid the dishes until I know I have to do them. Like, I will clean the bedrooms, I'll clean the laundry room, I'll clean the bathroom, I'll sweep the floors, I'll, I'll mop the floors, I'll vacuum the floors, I'll do all of it. Yeah, I will literally clean the whole house before I get to the kitchen and the dishes, because for some reason I avoid all of it. If you could hire someone to help you, would it be with cleaning, cooking, or yard work? See, like, I guess, like, I don't mind doing cleaning by myself. Like, if I was currently living in bigger houses, then maybe I'd have an issue, but right now in life, I'm not living in anywhere, like, huge, so I don't really mind cleaning, and other than dishes. So I'd say, like, the only things that I don't want to do particularly would be yard work. I'd ask someone to help me with the yard work. I almost want to say, though, that I'd ask someone to help me with cooking, not because I want them to do the cooking for me, but because I want someone to help teach me how to cook better. Because I'm not very good at it, which is ironic considering my mom's a chef. And I've tried to get her to teach me. She's taught me a couple things, but the things she's taught me more have to do with baking and not necessarily cooking. So, have you ever had a nickname, and what was it? So, I've had a couple nicknames. Unless I haven't mentioned it earlier in this video, my real name is Kayla, spelled with a C. Fun fact. Ironically, though, when people found out, for quite a while, my nickname from family members, from elementary school peers, everyone, yeah, my nickname used to be KK. That has since gone away, and I don't really seem to have, like, a nickname. Like, I guess I have, like, pet names, like my boyfriend and I have for each other, but that's about it. However, fun fact, growing up, I had this teacher. He was, like, my favorite teacher, and he had this sort of, I don't know what you would call it, like his thing for when you got into his class, or like a legacy, I guess, was that he would give his students nicknames. Now, sometimes he'd give that student one nickname and it would stick, and that was it. To the point where sometimes he wouldn't even call you by your name in class. Like, if he called on you, he would call you by your nickname. I was lucky enough to go through a couple of different nicknames in his class. When I first got into his class, I was grade 3, and I'm a very talkative person, but at this point I was talkative enough to disrupt the class quite a bit, and so I got sent out quite a lot because I was distracting my classmates from working, and therefore they weren't working, I wasn't working, nothing was getting done. So for that year, my nickname was Chatty Cathy. However, the next year was grade 4, and when grade 4 came around, I was much better, and so that nickname went away. But then we were doing like a high jump thing, which I'm hoping someone knows what that is. And I guess my technique looked a certain way, and it wasn't made to be like made fun of. He was impressed, and so he called it, for like maybe a week or so, he called me Gazelle. But then I guess that nickname never stuck. But there was a student in the class, his name was Caleb, also spelled with a C. And so whenever he would say Kayla or Caleb, both of us would stand up or try to answer the question because we couldn't hear whether or not he was saying my name or Caleb's name. So he started calling Caleb Leb and me La, specifically emphasizing the end of our name all the time. as our nicknames for the longest time because it was the only way that he could like definitively we would 100% know who he was calling on. However, when I went to go leave his class, which was my last year's class was grade 5, and I was really gonna miss him because he was a super cool teacher. Like, if you guys want, like in the future, I could make like a whole video about this teacher because he was amazing, and I just don't think he got enough credit. I really, really don't. But I started giving him a hug because I realized that a lot of students thought he was creepy because of the way he looked, not because of how he acted. Some people were mad just because he was one of those teachers that was really, really nice and actually cared about his students, but if you were disruptive or a dick, he would call you out on it. Like, he was really good at like just doing it in like a nice way, like trying not to be mad, but sometimes if you were an annoying dick and really disruptive during the class, as nice as he was as a teacher, he wasn't just gonna be like, oh yeah, sorry, let me just let this slide. Like, no. So, some people just got mad at him because of that. I just thought it was completely unfair, and I really liked him as a teacher. So I decided one day, on the day that I was gonna leave, I basically outright said, hey, I'm gonna really miss having you as my teacher. I'm gonna really miss being in your classroom. You're super great. Can I give you a hug? And he said yes, and I gave him a hug, and then basically turned into every single time I saw him, pretty much, I gave him a hug because I just felt like he deserved it, and he didn't seem to get like enough recognition from anyone. And he was never creepy about it. It was almost as if I was like hugging a family member. You know what I'm saying? Like he was maybe a grandparent or an uncle or something, like someone I really cared about. And so my nickname changed to Klingon, and to this day he doesn't call me by my name, although he does remember it. He calls me Klingon. The last several times I'd seen him, he had called me Klingon, and the last time I saw him was because he was retiring, which I thought was really sad and actually made my sister really upset because my sister's in elementary school and she was just about to go, pretty much a couple years from going into his class, and he was retiring, and I talked him up so much that my sister was really upset that she didn't get to be in his class. But though I wasn't in the school anymore, they wanted to make a video about his accomplishments and how great he was, and I was asked if I wanted to that was thunder. I don't know if you could hear that. But yeah, I was asked if I wanted to participate in the video because everyone knew that like he was my favorite teacher, pretty much one of my favorites. So I was like, hell yeah, I will. And I went off about how he wasn't recognized and how great he was and blah blah blah, and he got the video, and he actually stopped to see me at work before he traveled on his way out of the town to do his traveling and everything that he wanted to do by telling me thank you, and that he really appreciated it and everything, and gave me one last hug, and I actually almost cried. So I've had a lot of nicknames. What's that point? I'm sorry, I got really off topic, but I guess that's the point of Mukbang, right? Would you rather vacation in Hawaii or Alaska? And why? Hawaii, because I've already been to Alaska, technically. I mean, I haven't spent purely just time in Alaska, but I've technically already been to Alaska. So, Hawaii is going to go to right now. I'm not saying that I would never go back to Alaska, because I would 100% go back to Alaska. And like, because I went on a cruise to Alaska, and we stopped in places in Alaska. I went on tours. Sometimes we could go on, like, sometimes we were there for not very long, and sometimes we were there for hours, but, you know, I went around little towns in Alaska, and shopped there, and yeah, and I think some people train ride through Alaska and everything, and then we just came back to the boat. So I've technically been there already, but as for like just staying strictly in Alaska, I would totally do that. But because I've technically been to Alaska before, my go-to is Hawaii. Which actually is really funny because I was watching a movie after we went on the cruise. A movie I'd watched already so many times, but then I realized that in the movie they go to Alaska, and I realized they might be using it as a set, but either they really did go there, or they were using it as like a set. And if they were using it as a set, then they got it almost right on the nose, because I recognized the area that they were in. It was like, hey, I've been there. Also, fun fact, we went to Alaska in September of that year. That was what the cruise was. And I brought warm clothes because my misconception was that it was going to be a lot colder than it actually was. Fun fact. If money was no object, what would you all do all day? Anything I wanted. Or anything my spouse wanted that day. We just go somewhere. You know? If I don't know object though, I think my go-to is if I was spending time with someone, I would love to go on just like a road trip. If I had no work or anything that day and money was no object, we could spend whatever we wanted, do whatever we wanted, I would love to just go on a road trip. Like get in the car, because money's no object, so gas isn't a problem. And just go on a road trip somewhere and see places and go shopping and just have fun. And then go back home. How would your friends describe you? Is it bad that my head autofilled annoying? I don't know, like talkative, energetic, emotional, probably. What are your hobbies? I guess making videos is technically a hobby at the moment because I don't do this for money at the current time. So, hobby, something I really enjoy. And also it's technically not a career just yet. I don't do it as much anymore because I haven't been able to, but I really like dancing. I really, really, really like to dance. And I like to read. And I like to write. Although I've kind of had some writer's block, so I haven't wrote anything in a really long time, but hey, I'll get back into it at some point. That was sadness.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. You just can't get into it because they would.
List 2 pet peeves. I don't know, like, yes, the first 2 pet peeves that come in my brain right now are when people are impolite for no reason. Sometimes I can understand. Alright, sorry guys, my camera cut out here. So I took the time while I was getting that figured out to also heat up my pie and put some vanilla ice cream over top of it because it's dope. But yeah, basically the only 2 pet peeves that come to my brain right now are people who are rude for no reason. Like I can understand coming back at someone or defending yourself if someone else is, you know, impolite to you, or, you know, isn't providing the service that they're supposed to. But if someone is providing service to you, or, you know, it's like a waiter, or like someone working in retail, or just generally like a customer service representative, or even just a general human being, and you're just really impolite, you don't say please, you don't say thank you, and you're just an overall to them for no reason, it really bothers me. Also, I really hate it when anyone can come into my room. Could be my boyfriend coming into our room, could be my parents, it could be anyone, It really bothers me when someone comes into the bedroom and doesn't close the door. But I don't know why it bothers me so much. So close the door. And so now it's almost like a immediate reaction to be like, close the door. Like I almost want to sing that line from I Write Sins Not Tragedies, where he's like, haven't you ever heard of goes in the goddamn door, no. Like literally, that's what I think every time someone doesn't close the freaking door. Bothers me. If you were a superhero, what powers would you have? Lately, I've really been wanting the power of teleportation. If I could find some way, like I don't even care if it was like just general teleportation, or like if any of you guys have seen the show Charmed, people who shimmer, or orb, or anything like that. Like, it doesn't matter how I teleport, just the power to teleport. Like, I feel like add that with like maybe some fighting skills or something, like I could save the world. Or like you need to rescue someone from a burning building, teleport into the building, like try to be like, if I could also sense where that person is, like if I could have multiple, it would be like teleportation, the ability to sense where people are, and maybe like invincibility, but like not total invincibility, like invincible to like fire can't hurt me, things like that, but not like totally invincible to the point where like I can't die. You know what I'm saying? Like I could still die, you know, so life is important, but I'm invincible to like things like maybe natural causes. Like I wouldn't be able to die from like an avalanche or me falling, or I wouldn't be able to die from any health risks, fire, anything like that. But like if someone like, I don't know, like shot me, or we got in a car crash or something like that, I could die. Now mind you, if I say health risks, is that gonna mean like I can't die from old age? I don't know. But teleportation is my main thing. Like if I could just sense where the person is, where the person needs help, all I have to do is find that person, hold on to that person, teleport, and everyone's saved, you know? Also in general, I just want teleportation because I would need to like, because I can't drive for medical reasons, so I've said it in other videos, so like I have to walk to get where I want to go, or take some form of transit, or I have to rely on like friends and family, things like that, to be able to get me to where I want to go or need to go for something. But I would need to do that. If I had the ability to teleport, I wouldn't even have to like leave early to get somewhere necessarily, because all I have to do is think, okay, I'm supposed to be there 15 minutes early, teleport into the back room, and there we go. I'm here. Let's go. You could save gas money on travel. I wouldn't have to, like, I would still have to probably spend money for like hotels and stuff if I wanted to go somewhere, but like say anyways, yeah, for example, my boyfriend and I really want to go to Japan, so if we wanted to go together and everything, then yeah, we'd still have to pay for like hotels or whatever we're staying, but all we have to do is save a bit of money for hotel, save a little bit of spending money, because y'all would know that we'd want to like spend some money there, figure that shit out, and once we've got that, we don't have to spend any extra stuff on like travel fees, planes anything. All we have to do is I have to hold him, and we can teleport somewhere and check into our hotels and shit, and there we go. Like, I would never have to spend money on any of that stuff. Like, gas money, not a problem. Like, teleportation would be freaking awesome. Save so much time. What's your favorite zoo animal? Lions. Lions are actually my favorite animal in general. I really love lions so much. Also, if there are any zoos with them, I also really love sloths. Really like sloths. If you could share a meal with any 4 individuals, living or dead, who would they be? I would say Robin Williams, because he was such an inspiration and I still love him. Julie Kagawa, my favorite author, to get some advice on writing. Tim Burton, advice on directing, animation, things like that, because he's one of my favorite directors. And the 4th one, I'm gonna say a YouTuber name actually, and that's Georgia Yorkie. I just think she'd be really fun to hang out with, would really add to like any conversations we have. And on top of that, we have the same birthday, like literally, like her and I are birthday twins, like exact date, year, everything. So it'd be kind of cool to hang out with my birthday twin. How many pillows do you sleep with? 3. Literally right over there. I've got 3 pillows. Would you rather trade intelligence for looks or looks for intelligence? I'd say looks for intelligence. Because, like, I'm really, like, I mean, I guess, like, I love myself more than I once did, so, like, you know, I am attached to my looks to some extent, but, you know, if I wanted to now, like, I could just change my looks whenever I wanted to. If I had the money and everything for it, I can alter anything if I so desired. Not that I do, I'm just saying I could. Also, looks really don't matter in most cases, so I'd say intelligence. But I trade looks for intelligence. What's the most daring thing you've ever done? I would say, I would say the most daring thing I've ever done is talked back to a cop. Not that like necessarily like talking back or like being an asshole, but like something happened in the beginning of high school where I was hanging out with a bunch of different people, and very quickly we stumbled upon a train parked, I guess, I don't know, on train tracks, which we didn't technically realize was private property, but I didn't go on the train or really go near the train. I stayed on the ground. Another girl that was with us, we're gonna call her Kyla, stayed on the ground. One of my best friends to this day, we're gonna call her Sheila for now, got on it for maybe 2 seconds, jumped off, stayed on the ground the rest of the time. However, 2 other girls, we're gonna call them Jessie and Shanae, both stayed on the train and refused to get off. So I'm like, we can't do anything about this. I'm trying to convince them to come shopping with us, like, before we have to go back to school. Because it was, like, the lunch hour. They won't listen to us, so we decided we wanted to go. Oh, wait, I lied. There was another girl there. We're going to call her Cleo. Cleo also was on the train for a little bit of time, but we convinced her to get off. And so Cleo, Sheila, and I all decided. Guys, I think both of my batteries for my camera just died, so I have to charge those. But I just wanted to finish my story. So basically, Kyla, I'm hoping that's her name, decides that she's going to stay behind just to make sure the other two girls, Shanae and Jessie, don't do anything stupid. So Cleo, Sheila, and I all leave, and suddenly Kyla comes charging toward us, screaming at us. We're like, holy crap, what happened? She's crying, she's freaking out. She's like, oh my god, Shanae and Jessie just got arrested. And we're just like, what? Like, I'm thinking 100% that like she's like trying to prank us or something. But no. We come back, they're getting handcuffs. I'm like, guys, we can't stay here. Like, we can't do anything about this. We'll figure out why in a bit or whatever. But we're gonna be late for school. We need to get back to the school. We can't do anything. They're already in the cop cars. Like, what are we gonna do at this point? Like, fight them? Like, we don't even know what's really going on or what's happening. So let's just go. So we're all walking away. Kyla's now a part of the group. The female cop takes her cop car, follows us, parks directly like onto the sidewalk in front of us, nearly running us over, and then proceeds to get out of the car and just basically try to like have ham at us and tell us what to do and blah blah. And it's really pissing me off because the girls that are still there didn't do anything. Now, I mean, Cleo kind of did. So she was sort of at fault, but like I said, Sheila literally was on there for 2 seconds, realized I don't like this, and was gone and stayed on the ground. I didn't go on there either, and Kyla didn't go on there either. And we were on the ground. We weren't near the train tracks. We weren't on the train, and in fact, we all tried to leave, except for Kyla, but she had good reason to not leave. Also, this cop is really intense, and it's causing Kyla to have like a straight up panic attack. Like, she's freaking out, she's crying. The cop had to basically tell her to like sit off to the side, and decided not to question her because she was having a straight up panic attack. And the other two girls are freaking out too, and this cop is trying to do this like intense thing on me. Now, one of the jobs of a cop is to try to intimidate people, right? Because when you're trying to intimidate it, you know, might help the person feel like scared of you or more willing to give information in that case, right? Like, you're trying to basically be like, you're a punk ass bitch, tell me what you did, blah blah. However, we didn't do anything wrong, so I wasn't scared. I should have been, like, this is probably one of the biggest situations in my life where I should have been scared or I should have been apprehensive, but like I wasn't. I just straight up looked at her in the eyes with no remorse, no anything, and said, you nearly ran us over, like said something like, you nearly ran us over. We're gonna be late, like, this is the end of our lunch hour. We are gonna now be late for school because of you. Please let us, like, I'm like, you need to let us go and let us go back to school because we didn't do anything wrong. So, like, go ahead, do what you want, but you literally won't get anything because none of us did anything wrong. And I'm saying this, like, in a very, like, not so nice tone, but it's because I'm mad. Because, like, I'm mad that she's keeping us away. We're gonna get in trouble from our freaking teachers for no reason. Again, literally, that car was way too close to us, just saying. And I'm just mad because she's already, like, she arrested some friends. We don't know why, but we know we didn't do anything wrong. And what the hell? Cleo and Sheila are like, oh my god, Kayla, like, what the heck? And I'm like, I'm not scared. Whatever. And the woman basically realizes she's not going to intimidate me, realizes that I'm not letting up, and she just sort of relaxes her body a little bit, relaxes her face, and says, okay, I believe you. And then she wanted to put us in like records still though, so she asked us for our name and our phone numbers, but again, we didn't do anything wrong. Now, I mean, Cleo later was found out and she got in trouble. Whether or not she got in handcuffs, I don't remember, but the rest of us didn't do anything, so nothing happened to us. So I guess the most daring thing I did was probably do that. But to be fair, like, she might have kept us there longer and been some type of way if I hadn't said something, which I had no fear of doing. And I remember, because I grew up and still right now live in a very small town, the word spread fast, and I think I might have had to dance that day. So I had to stay after school. And I got picked up by my parents, and I got in the car, and my mom basically said, what the hell did you do? Proceeded to ask what happened with the cops. I told her just what I told you guys. She handed me a slushie, which I hope you guys know what that means, and said, that's my girl. And she was like, I'm glad you didn't do anything wrong. And she's like, just so you know, if you had done anything wrong, you would have been in deep shit and you wouldn't have gotten that slushie. That would have been like your dad's or something. But we didn't do anything wrong, so it was, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to end the mukbang here because I don't want to keep filming with my phone. And my both camera batteries have died, so yeah. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want me to do any more mukbangs or continue with any of these questions, let me know. If you have any video suggestions, also let me know in the comments. If you like my videos, obviously subscribe and like and press the notification bell, you know, the classics. Yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you all next time, and I love you all very, very much.